fans, you can enter for your chance to meet Billie Jean King. You can enter for your chance to win over at WTT.com/sweepstakes. Enter now. And of course, you can check out the upcoming TV schedule. WTT is on TV at WTT.com/TV to check the schedule and also check your local listings for the match in your area. And don't miss a moment with the live stream schedule, WTT.com/live schedule, to get a full look at what's coming at you here. This is the final week of the WTT regular season. Each of these two squads have 5 matches left after tonight, so the push to make it to South Carolina and that Eastern Conference final, Western Conference final, and eventually the final weekend is in full swing here. And we've reached our feature bout. This is the one that a lot of people have come here to see. Martina Hingis, Venus Williams, women's singles to close things out here tonight. You saw Venus, there is Martina Hingis as the warm-ups start to begin. Venus Williams, a former 3-time world #1. She was the first African-American woman to reach #1 overall in the world. She's won 43 career singles titles, 7 Grand Slam singles titles, 13 Grand Slam doubles titles, 2 even mixed doubles championships that we mentioned earlier, a 3-time gold medalist. And on the other side, you have Martina Hingis, who she was #1 herself for 209 weeks, which is the 4th most all time. She's won 5 Grand Slam singles titles. She made her pro debut 2 weeks after her 14th birthday. She won her first Grand Slam at the age of 16, and she eventually defeated Venus Williams in the 1997 U.S. Open final 6-0, 6-4. It's a match which both players were teenagers, and now here 15 years later they're matching up again tonight. Now, I mentioned World Team Tennis matches are never over till they're over, because this is why. There is overtime possibly in effect if we reach that point. If the 5th event, which this one is won by the trailing team, meaning in this case Venus Williams, and the trailing team is still behind in the overall score, we go to overtime. Overtime continues until either the leading team wins just one single game, or the trailing team keeps winning until the overall match is tied. And once we are tied, a super tiebreaker is played, and that's the exact situation that the Sport Times were in last night, with Hingis and Harkleroad able to pull the match out on the last point of the super tiebreaker for the Sport Times over the Frida. So this is how we've reached to this point. The Castles came out winning with Pays and Reynolds at men's doubles over Whitten and Kendrick 5-4 in a tiebreak. Then you had Kendrick and Higgins coming out and winning mixed doubles for the Sport Times over Pays and Venus Williams 5-3. Whitten with a huge win over Reynolds 5-2 in men's singles. Women's doubles moments ago, it was Hingis and Harkleroad with a big win over Venus Williams and Anastasia Rodionova 5-3. And so 19-13 when you do the math and add all that up, the overall team scores. So for the Castles, if they are going to win their 25th straight match here tonight, with a combination of this women's singles match and then any potential overtime, they will have to make up a 6-game deficit. Craig D'Amico with you here tonight. Glad you could be along with us as we are set for women's singles. Hingis will be serving to start things off. And a matchup between the top 2 teams in the East. Oh, going backhand to backhand for a while there before Hingis missed wide in the alley. First point to Venus Williams. Each of these ladies are playing their 3rd set of the night. Hingis is 2-0, winning in mixed doubles and women's doubles, beating Venus Williams in both of those 2 events. Should be pointed out that Martina Hingis Hasn't lost this year in women's singles. She's a perfect 8-0. Just misses long, and now Venus Williams right out of the get-go with 4 break points here. And with that forehand return, a quick sweep in the first game for Venus Williams. Getting a huge break and taking a 1-0 lead. Venus already doing better than she did in her first World Team Tennis singles match this year. She lost to Boston's Irina Falconi 5-0 when the Lobsters visited the Castles and Venus Williams back on the 16th. But Falconi is a very strong player. We saw her take Hingis to the limit, 5-4. Hingis was able to pull it out in a tiebreaker the other night. Big time backhand by Venus Williams, coming out super strong here in this single showdown. Venus Williams in an incredible sequence. Twice the beneficiary of a lucky bounce off the tape before finally putting it away deep. And now it'll be the Sport Times taking a Geico timeout. Chuck Adams with a quick chat with Martina Hingis after Venus Williams has come out firing here tonight. The singles matchup. 3-0 game point for Venus on her serve. Venus, one of 3 active WTA players to have appeared in the finals of all 4 Grand Slam events. Her sister Serena, one of them, Maria Sharapova, the other. Just misses in the alley. Hingis saves off 1 game point. Williams with the approach volley. The tape not on her side that time. The tape giveth and the tape taketh away in the sequence of just a couple points. Hingis fights off another game point. Now 3 serving 2. Now coming into this women's singles match, the Castles, with Venus Williams as their representative here in women's singles, had to make up a 6-game deficit in the overall match score to keep their win streak alive and force a super tiebreaker. They'd have to win 5 games here, plus overtime, and then a super tiebreaker, but so far they've gotten 2 games back. It's now 19-15 in the overall score as Venus gets a break, holds on serve. Now ahead 2-love in this women's singles match. Martina Hingis back serving.